Okay, so I'm back. This is Dr. Shannon Tran, and we're going to continue our discovery of how we want to step into 2020 with more ease, with confidence, and with clarity. And so the last question that we were left with in part one's training was I had you think about what are some things that you loved and you want more of. And it could be where you love that you have more self-care, or you love that you're really able to stand for your worth, or you love that you just have more clarity on what it is that you want. So take a moment to really write down and reflect on what it is that you really loved about 2019 and what would you like to see more of. And again, if you need more time at any point in this video, you can, in this training, you can just pause and give yourself a little more time so that you're going at your own pace. All right, so the next question is really the opposite. What are some things that you actually didn't like and you want less of? So think about things that you want to change, that you want, that would be less for you, and it might be just overwhelm or not enough time for self-care, or it could be, you want less anxiety, or you want less worry. So take a moment to think about that. As I sip my tea, just go ahead and write those things down. And the next question I want you to ask yourself is, what ways did you up level and expand professionally and personally? So it could be that this past year you learned a new skill set to improve your value and what you can offer in your professional life. It could be that you worked on your leadership skills. It could be that you've up-leveled your training in some way. So really write that down so you can acknowledge and see your value and what you're going to be carrying into the next year. And also, and what did you up-level personally? And again, it could be you up-leveled your self-care. Perhaps you've set like monthly massages, or it could be you do more family trips, or you take vacations. Whatever that is for you, just notice where you've up-leveled in your life. And adding to that, how do you want to expand even further? What would you like to see more of professionally and personally? So really getting into that state of allowing yourself to gain clarity on what you would really want to step into next year and see yourself be able to achieve or be or do or have. And I'll give you another moment just to write down your response to that question. And I want you to think about, and what do you want to feel? What feelings do you want to have in 2020? Think if there's a particular word or a word that really resonates with you, and it could be freedom, or it could be flexibility, or it could be ease, or it could be prosperity. Whatever that is for you, really notice what feeling you would like to experience in 2020, and really what actions are you going to take to help create those feelings. And it could be maybe you're going to, get that promotion, or start your business, or develop do some more personal development and work on certain parts of yourself where you're able to really confidently earn your worth. Whatever it is for you, think of the word that you would like to represent your 2020. And really the next thing I'd like you to do is think about, maybe one thing that you experienced this year that you're really going to remember for the rest of your life. And it could be a special memory that you've had, or it could really be just a painful experience. Maybe you went through a loss. Maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you had to let go of something that was really meaningful to you and it was painful. And let's just acknowledge that and just really honor that experience for you. And the impact that it had on you. So take a moment to just really reflect on that. And notice, do you need more healing from that? In what way could that still be affecting you, so that you don't carry that into 2020, and you can explore some ways to heal from it, to recover from it, to release it and let go of it. And now what I'd like you to do is really just take a moment and think about, what intentions would you like to set for 2020? What do you really want? And, it's going to be something very personal and deeply meaningful to you. And until you really know and understand yourself and what is most important to you, and what it is you actually want, you're going to find yourself striving for things. You're going to find yourself reaching for things. You're going to find that even if you achieve, it's not fulfilling until you really connect it to a personal reason for you. And sometimes we can do what we think other people think what we should do, and we can get caught up in obligation. So for this moment, just put it aside and really ask yourself, what is it that you truly want, without judgment? And even if you think it's impossible, just allow yourself to have this moment to dream and think big. And again, if you need more time, you can pause this training to give yourself a little more time to reflect, and then come back when you're ready. And hopefully, just by doing this reflection, you're just acknowledging all the experiences, all the life experiences that you've been through this year. The growth pains, the challenges, the triumphs, really. And you're just taking that with you, the lessons. You can really appreciate who you are, even if you haven't gotten to where you want to be yet. Can you just appreciate the progress, the effort that you've made, and that that the fact that you still want to be growing as a person and giving yourself renewed hope and fresh ideas and fresh energy as you step forward. And now that you've had time to reflect, I want to take this last part to just let you sit with the vision you want to create for yourself. And so what I'd like you to do is really allow yourself to imagine and picture what your ideal life would look like, and what it is that you truly want to experience in your life. And so take a moment to really paint a picture for yourself and visualize it, really being there. And imagine what it feels like to just wake up, in the morning and jump out of bed. And how are you feeling? How are you starting your day? Perhaps you start it with a really grounding morning routine like yoga or meditation or prayer or journaling. And then just imagine how you would start your day. How would you show up on your day? What would your attitude be? And what would you be doing throughout the day? How many hours would you be working? What would evenings be like? Would you be with your family? Would you be going to the gym, or would you be relaxing? Or would you be working on, your skills or your personal development, or maybe doing something in your community like volunteering, but just really painting the picture of what your ideal day would look and feel like to really live it. And as you're in that state and you're imagining and really feeling what it's like to live your ideal day, your perfect day, from moment to moment and hour to hour, I want you now to ask yourself, who do I need to be? And how do I need to show up? And how do I need to think? And what habits will I need to be able to have that experience? So it's the being, which leads to the doing, which leads to the having. So who do I need to be? What do I need to be doing? And then that'll lead to the having. So think about that for a second, because that you're going to find your gaps. You're going to find that there's limiting beliefs that you still need to work through. You're going to find that there's bad habits you need to break, or there's new habits you need to build, or skill sets you've got to develop. So really paying attention to that, because that's going to be your growth opportunity for 2020, is closing that gap and really paying attention to, okay, how can I adjust my attitude, or how can I think differently if I want to be this kind of person? and that's so important because, I'm in this master training, and it's master yourself. I think it's called like master your self-image or self-mastery. And it's interesting. It's all about how we experience ourselves and how our sense of self and how we view ourselves is so critical for the next level of expansion. And one of the mentors is a plastic surgeon, and he was sharing how, he really understood that there's an inner transformation that needs to happen in order to experience the world differently. And what he shared was he, would work on improving people's physical appearance, right, through surgery. But what he found was, even though on the outside they looked different, their self-image wasn't a match because they couldn't see themselves as more attractive or more appealing, and it just wasn't a match. So even though physically on the outside he had changed their appearance, their self-image didn't match. And I thought that was so interesting. And so their experience didn't change. It reminded me of one of my clients where she shared with me that she lost 80 pounds. She lost 80 pounds, and yet what she told me, and she showed me the picture, which was amazing. It almost looked like two different people. It truly did. And what she shared with me is that even though she lost the 80 pounds, she still walked like she was overweight. And she still looked at herself as overweight, and just the way she carried herself and how she thought about herself, it didn't shift because she didn't make the internal transformation yet. Her self-image didn't catch up to the external change that she made. And this is why working on our self-image is so critical. And that's why I'm asking you the question of who do you need to be to have the transformation in your life so you can have that experience. And what it's going to mean is new ways of thinking, new ways of being, seeing yourself in a different way, owning your value, owning your worth, seeing your greatness. Because you can have a change in the outside world, but if you don't match it internally and so that you can step into that confident, worthy self, you're not going to be able to enjoy it, or it's going to be hard to keep it, or you'll find yourself sabotaging, or worse is you'll never know when you've arrived, right? So here my client was, like, she had successfully achieved a big accomplishment. She's in great shape. She's doing, like 5K runs, 10K runs, these obstacle races. And she's still seeing herself as an overweight, heavy person. And so she's not even appreciating the shifts that she's made, the work that she's put into that, and of course at this point, the weight loss is going to be much slower because there's less to lose, right? So she's not going to have as rapid as a transformation. So it was about really, for her, integrating the change and owning her new self and changing her self-image. And I just wanted to leave you with that thought, because as you move into 2020 and as you create your experiences, I want you to remind yourself you're also going to need to up-level your self-image. And if that's something that you need help with, reach out to me and we can discuss how I can support you. And if it makes sense for us to work together in making this internal shift so that you're really congruent with the experience you want to have in your life. And you could also get to know me a little more and our community that I'm growing, the Achieve With Ease community, which is for busy professionals who really want to step into more success and well-being without the usual frustration and overwhelm. And it's just a positive environment that's safe to be yourself. There's going to be free trainings, and in fact, when you join us, this group, one of my gifts to you is my Master Your Money program. And so in this Master Your Money Mindset program, you're going to get access to these transformational audios that will help you shift your relationship with money so that you're able to receive and have a more positive relationship with money, so that you're able to expand your prosperity and bring in more resources for yourself. So that's a gift to you when you join our community. And in this with this training, there's a link in the email that will show you exactly how to join us. And I look forward to meeting you, getting to know you better, and really supporting you in creating the life that you want to create for yourself and your family. Okay, with that, bye for now, and wishing you a prosperous, blessed, safe, and successful 2020. Bye for now.